Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. Now, I know the white Christmas purists would love to have some snow for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, or in the days surrounding it, or in the days after it, or for that matter, probably from now right through the end of the winter. But obviously, that is not going to happen. I think for the vast majority of you, you have to be happy with the fact that the weather is actually going to be quite calm right through the rest of the weekend and probably through all of next week. Now, I think the pattern is going to change after that. We seem to be on this weather pattern that began in mid-October, where we get into an active period that lasts about 2 to 3 weeks, and then we get a bit of a break that lasts for about a week to 10 days. And it's happened that way twice. We seem to be in that quiet pattern that's going to last about 10 days or so. And then I think it is going to get active. And I think it's also going to get colder as we move into the new year. We'll discuss the longer range implications sometime over the weekend. But for now, I'm just kind of taking it slow like everybody else and getting last minute things done for the Christmas holiday. So let's take a look at what is happening. First off, we have, of course, Hanukkah. That is for tomorrow, and that is going to be actually a pretty decent weather day. Happy Hanukkah to my friends who celebrate Hanukkah, my Jewish friends out there. And we are going to see temperatures on Sunday in the 40s, so you should have at least some sunshine. We're dealing with some high clouds for today. And actually, over the next 5 days, there'll be clouds and some sun. Clouds will be the only real issue that we may have to deal with from time to time. No rain and no snow in the forecast. Monday, I think, is the warmest day of the next 5. Will be mostly in the upper 40s and lower 50s from northeast Virginia to southern New England. Tuesday, Christmas Eve, winds are going to be turning around more to the northeast on Tuesday and Wednesday, so that's going to lower the temperatures a little bit. There's a cold high to the north, but the cold air doesn't really come all the way down. So we'll still be pretty reasonable from near 50 in northeast Virginia, mostly 40s to perhaps near 50 in southern New Jersey and in parts of south central and southeastern Pennsylvania for Christmas Eve. Christmas Day, shave off another degree or two, mostly middle and upper 40s, and the day after Christmas, let's shave off a little bit more. Looks like we'll be in the upper 30s to mid 40s. The only area that we're seeing some weather issues this weekend and into the start of next week is the southeastern part of the United States and down into Florida and extending back today into the central Gulf Coast, where we're seeing some heavy rains. And when it's all said and done, there will be some 3 to perhaps even some 5-inch rain amounts in some places. And there could even be some severe weather in South Florida late tomorrow. In the west, moisture is pouring into the California coast and on up into the northwest over the next 5 days. But you can see the big cutout of no precipitation covers the vast majority of the U.S. over the next 5. High clouds have been a problem today. All of that from this Gulf moisture, this subtropical moisture that's streaming northward. It's you look at this and you think, well, how come we're not going to be getting into this rain here? And that's because the jet stream is basically split in 2 pieces. You have a trough out in the west and a northern part of the jet stream that's kind of moving along, and then you've got this southern part of the jet stream that is also moving along. And there's nothing here in the northern part of the jet stream to come down and pick up this upper low and turn it to the northeast. Instead, it moves straight east, and it does so relatively slowly, which is the reason why we're seeing the prolonged period of rainfall. And the radar right now showing that rain advancing into Alabama and into Georgia, not quite into the Carolinas and not quite into Florida yet, although it is clouding up considerably. And on the latest surface map, we're doing okay. We've got a surface high overhead. There hasn't been much wind. Temperatures slowly but surely trying to recover, but having a bit of a tough time today because the clouds shutting the sun off, keeping temperatures basically in the 30s. So going forward, the low in the southeast, let me just run this back, is just going to move slowly eastward. You can see all that heavy rain and thunderstorms moving into Florida late tomorrow into tomorrow night, particularly in South Florida. And then the low takes its time moving out of the Carolinas and moving eastward. So good news for us that it's not coming up the East Coast. And here's the wide map view. And we've got a let me run it backwards here. There's your low going out. A bit of a northwest flow develops here on Monday ahead of a weak cold front, and that is going to allow those temperatures to warm up. Here's that frontal boundary that's up to the north. It's just going to drop down and weaken. No precipitation with it. All the moisture to the south stays to the south. And then for Christmas Eve, I'm thinking clouds and some sun, and that northeast wind holding the temperatures back. And the same will go for Christmas Day, clouds with some sun. And again, the pattern looks like it'll stay quiet going into the end of next week. And then next weekend, we'll be dealing with a storm heading up into the Great Lakes. It'll probably mean for some showers here, but not till Sunday. But that storm is going to be very important because that is the catalyst for setting off the pattern change back to a 2 to 3 week cold and active period. So that wraps it up for Weather in 5 today. Have a great rest of your Saturday and a good Sunday. Happy Hanukkah to all. Get your shopping all done in time for Hanukkah and for Christmas. And we will have our Sunday morning live stream on my YouTube channel, Coffee with Cioffi. That will be tomorrow morning. And I'm thinking 10 o'clock Eastern time, although it's possible I might push it back to 10:30. Have a great day, everybody.